What's going on, Slay Baes? It's Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So I thought for today's video I would kind of switch things up a little bit. I've been doing a lot of reviews, first impressions, and I really just wanted to scale back and film something a little bit more low-key. So I will be filming a full face of nothing new. I did one of these videos a few weeks back and you guys really liked it. I'm really excited about today's video just because, I don't know, sometimes it gets really tiring trying to review the hottest and newest makeup. So I really hope you guys appreciate today's video, and if you guys like videos just like this, make sure you let me know by giving this video a big ol' like. Also subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already, and click that bell just so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload. Half of you don't have your notifications turned on, so it would be greatly appreciated. With that, I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit closer so that way we can get started on the look. Hello skin, come through skin. The only thing I have on right now is my Ulta MD UV Broad Spectrum SPF 44. You guys know how much I love this. I will have it listed down below. I do get mine over on Amazon. I actually have like my little Amazon shop listed down below in case you guys are interested in like my headbands and stuff like that. I really just want to put it all in one place so that way it's easily accessible to you guys. Now I am going to go in with a little bit of eyelid primer. I'm going to use the P. Louise Base 2. I got this maybe about a week or so ago. While it is still like new, it's not technically a first impression, so I feel like it is appropriate for today's video. I really love this stuff. I feel like it really primes my lids very nicely and preps them for eyeshadow. I'm just taking a sponge and I'm tapping it all over. I feel like I get a really nice and even blend this way. It's just a little trick I've been doing recently. Okay, you guys, now that my lids are nice and primed, I am going to move on to eyeshadow. Now, I will be throwing it back to a palette that I really love, and by the looks of it, you could definitely see that I love this palette so much. Like, the packaging, it is beat to shreds, but it's completely okay. This is what the color story looks like. One thing that I really love about the Soft Glam palette is that it is the perfect neutral every single day eyeshadow palette. You have your mauves, you have your golds, you have your siennas, you have your neutralized browns, you have a burgundy and a black. Literally every shade you need to create such a soft wearable look or a very smoky look. Today I do want to do something a little bit more wearable and toned down, so I'm going to take a little M514 by Morphe and pick up this shade right here called Orange Soda. Oh, such an iconic shade for ABH. I am going to take this in my crease to act as my transition color. So the next shade I'm going to take is called Burnt Orange. You guys, this is such a beautiful like neutral soft brown shade. I'm going to take it on that same brush and I'm going to start placing it right here in the outer V and just lightly feather it inwards. I really just want to deepen up this outer V without making it too dark all at once. For me personally, I'm all about layering eyeshadows. I don't know what it is. It's just how I really got into makeup. It's how I started.
Right here, I'm using my MAC Soft Brown eyeshadow. After that, I'm going in with MAC Satellite Dreams eyeshadow, and I'm using this kind of purpley blackish color in the shade called Blackout, and I'm applying it to my outer V to deepen up the look a little bit.
It's the technique that I've always used, so that's kind of what I do still to this day. I start off with a lighter shade and then I slowly start to build it up because it's so much easier to add more than it is to try to take away. So just a little tip. The next shade I really want to take is this one right here called Rustic. I'm going to take it on an M507 and I'm just going to start smoking it right here in the outer V. I don't know what it is, but this is like my signature look anytime I reach for this palette. I definitely feel like this is a palette that will look amazing on any and everyone, and it's also perfect for like freelance makeup artists. This is a really awesome palette to have in your kit. By the way, I did just switch over to that M514 just to really buff and blend out the shade called Rustic. I'm gonna take a clean brush and just diffuse out the edges. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more of a Rustic here on an M506, and I'm going to actually start smudging this all alongside like the base of my lash, just because I always feel like this gives it such a different effect. Plus I am gonna go in with just like a little bit of shimmer. I love how in the beginning I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go for something very soft, effortless. No, probably just gonna go all out because why not? We're here. Sometimes I feel like it's so much harder for me to create very natural wearable looks because I'm so used to doing full glam. Let me know if you guys feel the same way down below in the comments. Like, it is difficult for me to go in with a light hand. I'm just like,
yes, pack it on, you know? I don't know.
Since we're here, I quickly wanted to kind of gauge your interest and see if you guys would be interested in me doing a decorate with me series on this channel. Like for the holidays and stuff, I really want to decorate our Christmas tree and put it up here. I've never done that before, but I know they are very popular on YouTube and I feel like it would be very, very fun. Also, let's talk about Vlogmas really quick. We will be participating in Vlogmas. So let me know what you guys want to see during Vlogmas. Like, do you want to just see day-to-day vlogs? Do you want to see challenges? Like, what do you want to see exactly? I'm excited about that. Like, very, very, very excited. We did just get a new vlogging lens and a vlogging mic just so that way the quality is a little bit better. So be on the lookout. Vlogs will be on my second channel, Ashley and Ulysses. I will have it down below if you guys are not yet subscribed to the vlogging channel. Anyways, I feel like the look is coming together. It looks very, very soft and pretty. Now you can definitely just go in with another matte and kind of blend it all together for more of like a seamless look. But for me personally, I do feel like I want to cut my crease because I want something full glam, just like all the way out there, because I mean, right now I can't really turn this into a soft look because I did get a little bit carried away in my outer V, but it's okay. Full glam. It's still cute. It's still everything. I'm going to take a little bit more of my P. Louise base here and I am going to cut out a little bit of lid space because we've transitioned from a very soft look to a very dramatic full glam makeup look. So I'm going to cut out just a little bit of lid space. The next shade I'm gonna go in with after cutting my crease is this bronze shade right here. It is so pretty, like, unreal. I'm just gonna start by patting it onto my lid with my finger. I'm gonna switch back over to a flat brush, the same one I used to cut my crease, and I'm just gonna start going to town and packing it on. You know what? I think I'm gonna dip outside of the Soft Glam palette and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this shade right here from the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette, and I'm just going to press it onto the lid just to give it something a little bit different, like a little shimmery, just like a little bit more over the top, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take a brush and I'm going to use this to get a little bit more precise right here in the inner corner. For the most part, oh, so beautiful. I don't know what it is about this shade, but I really love it. I also just love the Friendcation palette in general. It's definitely a palette I always travel with because there are so many beautiful shades in here, and the shimmers, like the glitter formula that I'm using right now, is unreal. Let's actually throw it back to some gel liner by Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner in the shade Blackest Black. This used to be my holy grail and I still use it till this day. As you can see, I did put a pretty big dent in it. I'm also going to apply it with an ABH 828. You can also use a MAC 210, whatever you want. I definitely feel like I want to do more of a smoky wing though. So I'm going to do a precise line right in this area, and then right out here, I'm going to smoke it out. But you guys will see how I do that right now, so play the music. Now that I have a rough sketch of my liner, I am going to go in with a little bit of that shade right here called Noir, and I'm going to take this brush. This is just a Performance Smudge E21 by Sigma, and I'm going to start placing it right here where the liner is to mattify it, and then I'm going to take more of like an M507 and smudge it out just to get that smoky effect. So I'm gonna take this brush, which is going to be completely clean, put on a little bit of that black eyeshadow, and then just smudge it. I'm gonna switch to an M506 because it is a little bit more pointed for me. All right, so we're a little smoky. We also got quite a bit of fallout, which is why anytime I do more of like a smoky wing, I always make sure to do my eyes before I actually do the rest of my face. I'm gonna take a makeup wipe and I'm gonna clean up this fallout because it looks so crazy right now. I'm just gonna kind of pull up and sharpen up this wing. Just like that. And as you can see, like the tail of my wing, it is pretty soft, which is exactly what I was going for. Could the wing be smokier? Yes, absolutely. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with this. I do want to kind of deepen up my crease, or outer V, I should say, with a little bit of rustic and cypress umber. So I'm just going to dip back and forth between the two, tap off, and then just lightly start, you know, feathering it right here in this outer V, just because I feel like this look calls for it. It needs to be like a little bit more dramatic right here in the outer V. Now, usually I would put on false lashes and then move on to the rest of my face, but I think I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face and then put on false lashes like towards the end. So I'm gonna go in with primer. I'm gonna use this. This is the Banana Bright Face Primer by Ulla Henriksen. Y'all, so good. I really, really love this. I don't know what it is, but I really love using primers from skincare brands because I just feel like they work a lot better. I'm really just working this into my skin. Also, I had like a pimple here, or was it a pimple? It was kind of like a blackhead and I really wanted to get it and I just like fucking popped it and left a scar. So ignore that, excuse that. It'll go away soon, or at least I hope it will. You know what? I'm actually going to zoom you guys out really quick just so that way we're not like super up close and personal while I do my foundation, because that's a little strange.
A few moments later.
I actually did not pull the foundation out. Oh, actually I did. I'm gonna use the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is infused with peach and sweet fig cream. Definitely one of my favorites. This one is in the shade Natural Beige. I had another shade I was using, but I completely ran out of that. So I am on to another one. This one may be a little bit dark for me, but I think I can make it work. I'm also gonna add a little bit of the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir drops to it because my skin has been so extremely dry. I don't know what it is, but anytime I go in with foundation and stuff, I find that my skin just looks old and it's just not the best situation. I feel like it's because the weather is changing here in Florida. Like it's just a lot drier and it's starting to get slightly cold. Cooler, not cold, because we all know cold in Florida, you just can't use the two in the same sentence without people saying
cold begins when it is physically painful to have exposed skin.
Girl, I'm not used to the cold, so when the weather gets to like 60,
what's the temperature? I wanted to go outside.
I can definitely see that I am going to have a little bit of a difference with my foundation, but I am going to go in with some Self Tanner by Bondi Sands because I'm looking a little pale. I want to add some color, so it should even itself out in the next few hours. But I really, really love this foundation on the skin. Okay, so that's looking pretty good, pretty decent. I'm now gonna go in with some concealer. I'm actually gonna throw it back to my Too Faced Born This Way concealers. I haven't used these in what feels like forever. I have the shade Swan and also Natural Beige. I'm probably gonna mix the two together because I feel like Swan is way too light. I always do this, like I always get concealers that are way too light or just a little bit too dark. So what I like to do is I like to go in and mix the two together to get like a medium shade. Then I'm gonna go in with my sponge and blend it out. So before I actually go in with powder, I do want to cream contour a little bit. You guys know I've been obsessed with my Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Mocha, and I've also been really obsessed with this brush right here to apply it. This is a Sephora Pro number 47 foundation brush. Literally my go-to brush for cream bronzer. I like to just brush the bronzer on here and really go to town and really just add a little bit more color back into my skin. Sometimes I feel like I just cannot speak, but yeah, I love, 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 love this. You guys always ask me what brush it is I use, and it is the Pro number 47. Sometimes I get a little crazy, like right now I'm kind of creating like a bronzer helmet. So I'll go back in with the sponge and blend it out. And then another thing I'll do like right after I finish with that cream bronzer is I'll just take my sponge and clean up under here just in case I brought it down a little bit too low. I don't like for my cream contour to sit too low on my face. I do like to go in with just a little bit of foundation and clean up those areas just in case I went a little cray. So let's actually talk about cream powder really quick. Since my skin has been so dry, I definitely have to be careful with what kind of powders I'm putting to set. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of our collab Set the Stage Soft Focus Translucent Powder. This definitely gives you kind of like a micro blurring effect. So I'm gonna put a little bit in the cap, press my sponge in it, tap off the excess, and then push this to set. Really don't need a lot of this stuff at all, otherwise it can look a little too much, especially for what I'm going for today. Okay, you guys, so let's actually talk about bronzer. Now, two bronzers I have been so obsessed with in the past are the L'Oreal Bronze Please, this one right here, and also the Wet n Wild contouring palette comes with a banana powder that you can use underneath your eyes. And you could also use this as a bronzer as well. I'm gonna use this one just because I love Wet n Wild bronzers in general, and I'm gonna use this to add some warmth to the rest of my face and really just set down that cream bronzer we just applied. Now, I would be careful because this does get really, really warm really quickly. So I'm not necessarily contouring with it, but more so just bronzing overall. Then after that, I'm gonna go in with the Bronze Please by L'Oreal, and I'm gonna use this to add a little bit of definition to my nose area because it needs a little TLC. I'm not gonna go too heavy with my nose contour just because in my last video, your girl got a little heavy-handed. We're not gonna talk about it though. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more powder. I'm gonna use this one by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush
What?
This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I'm using the shade 1 Light, and I'm gonna take this alongside my nose to just kind of tone down the warmth of that bronzer in particular. And then I'm also gonna take a little bit underneath my eyes to further brighten. Next up, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. I just repurchased this because you guys said it was one of your favorite face powders. I'm gonna take some of this on my e.l.f. sponge, and I'm just gonna clean up right here underneath that bronzer. By the way, I am in the shade 220 Natural Beige. I'm so glad I went out and repurchased this because this powder is unreal. I'm also gonna take a little bit on my sponge to kind of just neutralize that nose contour because
Girl is looking a little warm. And a warm nose contour doesn't look good on anybody.
Let's actually go in with a little bit of blush. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in the shade Mellow Wine. You guys, this is such an incredible blush that I really, really love. I always go back to this one. I'm gonna take it on a Smashbox, what is this? A buildable cheek brush. Favorite cheek brush of all time. And I'm just gonna build it up, smile, and really hit it on the apples of my cheeks. So this side right here is looking a little intense, so I do like to take like a clean brush and just kind of buff it out so that way it's not like,
Ooh, blush. Oh my god.
Okay, another thing I really like to do is apply highlight to the apples of my cheeks now. I'm gonna throw it back to a highlight duo palette that I used so much in the beginning and at the end of last year. I'm gonna use this. This is by I Heart Revolution. It's in the shade Rose Gold Glow. You guys can't tell me that that is not absolutely stunning. I like to kind of go in between and mix the two, and I like to use my blush brush to do it just because it does apply the highlight in a really pretty like soft and diffused way, especially when I'm putting it like right here on the apples of my cheeks. Speaking of highlighters, I did see that Jaclyn is launching her holiday set and they are all highlighters. I'm kind of debating on whether or not I'm going to get them. I actually feel like they are going to be incredible, amazing. I feel like Jaclyn's whole entire career is based off of her first collaboration with Champagne Pop. So I kind of want to get it, especially just to show love and support and because the highlights look beautiful. What do you guys think of the entire collection? Let me know down below in the comments. Should I get it or should I not get it? I need to know. Also going to take a little bit of that gold and pop it on my nose and down the bridge. Since I have majority of my powders done, I am gonna go in with a little bit of brow gel. This one is by CoverGirl. It's the Easy Breezy Brow Gel in Clear. I really love this one, and I'm just using it to comb my eyebrow hairs upward just because I do feel like it is really flattering. I am going to go in with an eyeliner by Marc Jacobs. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Eye Crayon in the shade Blacker. I haven't used this in forever, so I forgot the name, but I'm going to just take a little bit of this right here in the outer V of my lower lash line, just like that, to kind of like connect it and really just pinch this area and make it look more like a cat eye. Don't worry, I'm gonna blend it out. I look like a psycho right now. I'm gonna go in with a flat definer brush and I'm gonna go right back into the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. And I'm gonna pick up the shade called Cypress Umber and a little bit of Rustic. And I'm just gonna use that to really just smudge out that black on the outer V of my lower lash line. Just really want to connect everything together. And I'm only taking these darker shades right here in the outer V. I'm not going to bring it all the way in because I don't want to completely close off my eye. Taking a little bit of burnt orange on that same flat definer brush, well, not the same, but just like a cleaner one. I'm going to just put this in the inner part, and then I'm going to go in and really start diffusing it and just smoking everything out, because y'all know I love a good like smoky lower lash line. So at this point I kind of decided to take an angled brush and just kind of like lightly bring that black in, but closest to the lash line. Then I'm gonna go in with this gold liner, also by Marc Jacobs, and I'm just gonna stick it in my waterline here. By the way, you guys, this liner by Marc Jacobs is called All That Glitters, and I want to say it came out like last year. I really like it. I feel like it really just adds a little sparkle to the look without going too over the top. So I did just pop on some false lashes off camera. I put these on. These are by the Creme Shop. These are 3D lashes. I picked them up from TJ Maxx for like $5, and I use the style Lolita, and I think they look really pretty and just fluffy with this look. Let's finish off with the lips. I am gonna go in with this by LA Girl. This is the Perfect Precision lip liner in the shade Cafe. You can tell I really love this. I barely have a stick left. I'm pretty sure by like the end of the year I'm gonna have like nothing, but so good. I really love it. This is my every single day liner. I'm gonna use this to line my lips completely, and then we'll jump into my lip color. And then in the center, I'm gonna pop in a little bit of the shade called Nude Vibes by Collab, which is one of the liquid lip colors that Sam created. It's a really pretty like peach. And to finish everything off, I'm gonna go in with this by Faris Ali. This is the Rose Gold Skin Mist. This was actually tucked away in the back of my makeup drawer, and I have no idea why I stopped using it because it is so freaking good. I'm going to cover my eyes and I'm gonna spray this on my face. This works amazing, especially if you have dry skin. It's gonna give you a really nice luminosity to your skin and set everything down and in place. So I zoomed you out just so that way you can see the final and completed look as a whole. I will definitely say I'm obsessed. Like, I live and breathe for a good bronze smoky eye. I could have smoked out my wing just like a little bit better, but you know what, this will do. I will have all products listed down below in case you guys are interested in checking anything out. But all in all, I'm really glad I revisited these products because sometimes these products can get pushed back in my makeup drawer and I can kind of forget about them with all the new launches out there. But it's nice to change up up the pace and go back to what you know and love. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? That is it though. I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Peace.